Hi everyone! Today, we're going to learn some common phrasal verbs with beat. You probably know beat as defeat, but when we add words like up, down, back, or out, the meaning can change quite a lot. So, let's take a look at how native speakers use them. Beat up equals attack and hit someone repeatedly, leave someone in bad condition. When you beat someone up, you attack and hit them repeatedly. What happened to Tom? A group of guys beat him up last night. Here, we're saying, they attacked Tom and hit him repeatedly. What happened to him? He was beaten up outside the club. But beaten up can also describe someone's resulting condition. He looked pretty beaten up after the accident. Here, we're saying, he looked badly hurt or in poor physical condition. I feel completely beaten up after that workout. In other words, I feel very sore and exhausted. This last use is figurative. Nobody necessarily attacked you. You're describing how physically worn out you feel. Beat down equals force something down, overpower. The basic idea of beat down is to use force to push something down, break it down, or overpower it. They beat down the door to get inside. The idea is that they used force to break through the door. The army managed to beat down the rebellion. In this situation, they succeeded in overpowering and suppressing the rebellion. But beat someone down can also be used when talking about negotiating a lower price. He wanted $75 for the bike, but I beat him down to $50. Here, I'm saying, I persuaded him to lower the price to $50. Beat down on equals shine or fall strongly. When the sun beats down on you, it shines very strongly and intensely. The sun was beating down on us during the hike. Here, we're talking about very strong, intense sunlight. And we can use the expression with rain, too. The rain was beating down on the roof. The idea is, the rain was falling heavily and forcefully onto the roof. So, beat down on describes something coming down with strong force or intensity. Beat back equals force something or someone to retreat. When you beat something or someone back, you force it or them to move away or retreat. The firefighters managed to beat back the flames. Here, they stopped the fire from spreading further and forced it back. The soldiers beat back the attack. In other words, they successfully forced the attackers to retreat. This expression is especially common with things like fire, attacks, crowds, or other forces that are moving toward you. Beat out equals defeat someone in a competition, create a rhythm. When you beat someone out, you defeat them in a competition for something. Anna beat out 5 other candidates and got the job. Here, she defeated the other candidates in the competition. He beat me out for the promotion. In this situation, he got the promotion instead of me. So, beat someone out often means win something instead of them. Beat out can also mean create a rhythm by repeatedly hitting a drum or another surface. He beat out a simple rhythm on the table with his fingers. In other words, he tapped the table in a repeated pattern to make a rhythm. Beat off equals drive something or someone away. To beat something or someone off means to drive them away or successfully resist an attack. The guards managed to beat off the attackers. Here, we're saying they successfully drove the attackers away. The villagers beat off the wolves. In other words, they managed to keep the wolves away. Beat up on equals treat someone harshly or criticize them repeatedly. Finally, we have beat up on, which is usually figurative. It can mean to criticize someone repeatedly or treat them very harshly. Stop beating up on yourself. You did your best. Here, we're saying, stop criticizing yourself so much. The media has been beating up on the coach after the team's losses. In this situation, the media has been criticizing the coach very heavily and repeatedly. And that's it. Which one was new to you, and which one would you actually use in a real conversation? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.